Festive lights and a haunting Christmas morning. A piercing scream shattered the stillness of the morning, yanking my attention away from the muted hum of the Christmas news segment. I froze on the couch, the remote clutched in my hand, a wave of dread rippling through me. I glanced at the clock on the wall. It was barely 6:10 a.m. on Christmas morning, of all days. Who would be screaming at this hour? My stomach twisted as I strained to listen. There it was again, a high, blood-curdling wail, followed by the frantic yapping of a dog. The sound was unmistakable. My chest tightened. Oh my God, was that Raven? I dropped my coffee cup, barely noticing as it spilled across the hardwood floor and bolted to the front door. "Raven," I shouted as I flung it open, stepping out into the icy December morning. Snowflakes whipped across my face, carried by a biting wind that stung my skin. I scanned the front yard, heart pounding wildly against my ribs. There she was, Raven, kneeling on the icy sidewalk, her entire body trembling. Her screams had morphed into panicked sobs. Biscuit, our little pug mix, darted around her, barking like mad. His leash trailed behind him, tangling in the snow as he raced in frenzied circles. It hit me then. Raven must have gotten up early to take Biscuit for a quick walk before our planned gift exchange. But something had gone terribly wrong. I half ran, half skidded across the snowy grass, dropping to my knees beside her. I wrapped my arms around her, pulling her close as her sobs racked her small frame. "Raven, what happened? Are you hurt?" I asked, my voice thick with panic. I scanned her face, her body. No blood, no visible injuries, but she was shaking so violently I could feel her bones clatter against mine. "The neighbors," she gasped, her voice a ragged whisper. "Look." Her arm shot out, fingers pointing across the street. I turned my head to follow her gaze, my eyes landing on the house directly across from ours. It was draped in Christmas lights, red and white strands wrapped around the porch columns and trimming the roof. Normally, it would have looked festive, almost charming. But now it looked like a scene from a nightmare. 3 bodies hung from the basketball hoop above the garage door. The Browns, our neighbors. Mrs. Brown and her 2 young children, Ruth and Ralph. They dangled from ropes tied around their necks, their bodies swaying gently in the winter breeze. The Christmas lights cast an eerie glow over their contorted faces, making their bulging eyes appear even more grotesque. The harsh wind sent them swinging, causing their bodies to bang rhythmically against the garage door. Whomp, whomp, whomp. The sound cut through the cold air like a sickening drum beat. I pulled Raven's head against my chest, trying to shield her from the sight. "Don't look," I murmured, my voice hoarse, but I couldn't take my own advice. I was glued to the scene, unable to tear my eyes away from the macabre display. Whomp, whomp, whomp. The sound of their bodies slamming into the garage echoed in my ears, making my stomach churn violently. The coffee I'd been sipping earlier surged up my throat. I lurched to the side and vomited into the snow, the acidic taste mingling with the bitter chill of the morning air. Raven's sobs quieted, replaced by a hollow, shaky silence. I clutched her tighter, feeling the weight of the horror sink into my bones. We stayed there, kneeling in the snow, while the Christmas lights continued to blink on and off, casting red and white shadows across the bodies of our neighbors, swaying lifelessly in the wind. If you enjoyed this story,